What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Affiliate Marketing Show. Please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest affiliate marketing news, tips, and trends. As usual, Josh from OfferVault.com here as well, the industry's largest aggregator of all things affiliate marketing. Whether you're looking for networks, offers, programs, advertisers, you know the spiel, check out OfferVault.com. We got you covered to help you find success in this affiliate marketing industry. Once again, today's episode is sponsored by our good friends over at Pinup Partners, the ultimate affiliate program and direct advertiser for pinup iGaming products. You guys know the deal, right? If you're in the affiliate marketing game, you know how crucial it is to work with a reliable partner, and Pinup Partners is just that. With 11 available geos, an impressive reg to dep rate of 33%, and transparent statistics, you can count on generating amazing profits. But that's not all. You know, we're always hooking you up with the best partners on the show here. Pinup Partners is launching an exciting new promo for Mexico. Drive traffic to the Geo of Mexico and get a bonus of up to 20%. 20% added to your payout. This is a fantastic opportunity to maximize your earnings and take advantage of a booming market. Don't miss out. And you know where to look, folks. Sign up through the exclusive link in the description to learn more and get started with Pinup Partners today. We also have Mr. Pay-Per-Call Adam Young, as well as the industry legend Harrison Gevirtz, as well as our special guest today, Pierre Bertin, Head of Business Development at RollerAds, an advertising network with top performing ad formats, an in-house anti-fraud system, and unique optimization algorithms. Mr. Bertin, how are you doing today?
Fantastic. Thank you, Josh, for having me in your podcast.
I appreciate you coming on the podcast. We love RollerAds. You guys have been working with OfferVault for many years now. I hope to see that continue into the distant future. Before we dive into RollerAds and all things ad network related, Adam and Harrison, I know you guys just had a massive event at the house. I don't know how do you refer to it? The what house?
The Hustle House.
The Hustle House, right? You just had an event at the Hustle House in Miami. I saw all about it on Instagram. Everyone that was there was posting about it, but I'd love to hear from the source. Tell us a little bit about what it is, what you guys covered, what you might have, coming down the pipeline for next things at the Hustle House.
Sure. First, Harrison, I love that you're drinking a protein shake right now. That's what I'm talking about. I need to go get one. So we hosted the first Ringba Accelerator series at the Hustle House, and it was pretty amazing. The purpose of the event was to have some of our bigger customers who are interested in the more advanced features that Ringba has to offer come and be trained by some of our top engineers on how to use the software to automate what they're doing and to make more money per phone call. And I have no doubt that every single company that came here is going to be able to tweak and tune what they're doing and make a substantial amount of money from what they learned at the event. And this is something that's really important to us, is teaching our customers how to grow their businesses, how to do things better, and interacting with them whenever we can. So we had a bunch of Ringba staff out here, a bunch of clients were out here, and we just spent the whole day doing a deep dive into predictive routing and our real-time bidding systems and how to maximize the value of every single call. So it was a great event. We're going to be hosting more of these very soon, not just the Accelerator series, but also leadership and personal development events and other types of events here at the Hustle House in Miami, which is the reason we got it. And it was a really cool environment. We actually have 2 $100 million awards underneath the staircase over there that we recently gave to customers. We finished the award wall up here. That's $105 million of awards that we gave to customers. I have a big pile of 10, 20, and $50 million goats that we gave to customers over there. They're just like stacked in the kitchen. We don't even know what to do with it yet. And so
we're running out of wall space.
I know. We got another $100 million award in receiving. I like look around. I think we have just about $500 million worth of awards we gave to customers, and these are duplicates of what customers received. We have not received all of the mini versions that we've given out, and it was pretty inspiring to have a group of clients in here, look around, see what other people are doing, learn from our team, and just be really excited about growing their businesses. And so that's something that I know Harrison loves as well. And it was just an incredible event. And I think anytime you can get really smart people together in an inspiring location to collaborate on building their business, the outcomes are just going to be incredible. So it's a lot of work to do these events. Like, it's an unbelievable amount of work, but they're just so cool, and the results are so amazing.
Adam, did you guys record any of it, and are you releasing any of the content for purchase if people are interested, or is it kind of like you're either here or you're not?
We did record the entire event. We will be chopping the content up. Some of the conversations will be clipped out because we encourage customers to talk about their business specifically, and everyone agrees to confidentiality. So there was a lot of collaboration on specifics for people's businesses, and we're going to cut that out. But a big portion of the training will be available. It will not be for sale directly, but it will be available inside of the relaunch of the Paper Callers Forum, which we're working on right now. And so the Paper Callers Forum is a paid forum, but it will include recordings of our classes, a bunch of masterminds we've done. For $100 a month, you basically will get access to like tens of thousands of dollars of event content that we've put out before. So I'm really excited about that. We just want to bring Paper Call to the masses any way we possibly can. So that's what we're working on.
Last question.
I'll just touch on this. The like look in people's eyes when they came to this event and saw the wall. I mean, we could do like tours like the Empire State Building, charge people to just come look at the wall because their business is going to grow just from seeing the wall. Like, it's like inspirational. I mean, it sounds crazy, but literally, like, I can think of 3 people, and it was like, what? Holy shit! I was like, yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, I think anytime you can see what others have achieved, it creates this question in your head, like, well, if they can, why can't I? It's almost like the 4-minute mile. As soon as it was broken, which took hundreds of years or whatever, someone also did it. I think it was just like 2 months later because they saw that someone had completed it. So it's pretty humbling to be sitting here, Josh. Like, as I work away, when I work here, I always look up at the wall or at the awards, and no matter what mood I'm in, it's just a really great reminder of why we do what we do. And it's just awesome to see.
The last question I have about the Hustle House is, for everyone watching, I'm sure they're thinking the same thing. Do you guys have another event lined up on the calendar yet, or is that kind of still in the works as we speak?
Coming soon. We have a couple events that we'll be announcing the dates on, and we're really excited about those. And as soon as we release them publicly, we'll put the information on the show.
Pierre, the guest of honor, we're coming over to you, my friend. As the head of biz dev at RollerAds, a very well-known advertising network in our community and our industry, I personally am curious, I'm sure a lot of the viewers watching this are as well, but what ad formats are performing the best right now? And if you can kind of dive into why they are performing well right now, I think that'd be even better.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So the ad format really depends on the audience that you're targeting and also the vertical that you like that the affiliates are working on, right? We have a lot of partners that are coming asking us for if we do some PPC traffic, for example. So I kind of see some trends, there, and that's something that we are trying to work on maybe a little bit that should come, later on. Display has always been there, right? It's always a strong format, but one particular format that has been growing massively for the past few years, like it's push notification format, right? It's a format that was worth less than 700 million just 5 years ago, right? And the forecast, if you check now Statista, for example, apparently it will be worth some like nearly $3 billion this year. So it's a massive growing vertical, right? It's a format that is very engaging, that works, very well for all type of industries, right? And that we encourage, the affiliates to actually try to test, their offers on our platform with this particular type of format. We can also see a surge of the old interstitial and pub format, right? In some particular geos and some particular verticals, it can perform also, very, very, very well.
So I want to dive into the push
Sure.
format that you mentioned. There's a lot of different applications of push that I've seen on mobile and a little bit of desktop, but specifically with mobile, what do you think is like the best vertical when it comes to push, right? Because for me, like, I think like mobile games and apps, right? But even then you can go a step further, like, well, what specific, categories of those? So do you see one that works in particularly better in terms of like yielding a conversion or the results that these, publishers are looking for?
Yeah. So push is a very engaging format, right? And we have a lot of publishers that are actually, like you mentioned, gaming, for example. Most of the games would have developed their own push notification kind of system in order to engage, with their audience, right? Try to bring them back onto the game, try to promote some in-app purchase, within the games. Now, when a publisher tries to actually monetize this audience, it really is important to match the audience with the offers that you propose, right? So in mobile, we have, for example, the iGaming vertical that is performing, very well on push, and in some particular countries like Brazil, for example, where sportsbook and casino offers are using, push formats in order to actually promote their own offers, to the public, and they do that, through publishers that usually have sports content, on their website or on their mobile app, So iGaming overall is probably one of the fastest growing vertical at the moment, worldwide, right? Otherwise, you always have sweepstakes that has always been strong, especially in the US, right? You have a lot of ads in this particular vertical that are performing, quite well in push notification.
And then, kind of on the flip side, like when we're talking about specific traffic sources, what do you feel like in turn also is working very well right now, right? Because, to have push and pop ad formats and everything else like we talked about is one thing, but in terms of specific traffic sources, where do you see is really the place to be focusing your efforts?
Yeah, so I mean, social media has always been the strongest traffic source, for the past 5 years. Like, whether it's TikTok, Snapchat, Pinterest, those guys became, the biggest players, right? So it's important to actually test, their traffic as well whenever an affiliate has their offer. Now, their policies might not be as easy as possible. We have a lot of customers and partners that are coming to us because their account has been banned on Facebook, Google, overall on social media. And so they turn, themselves to additional solution, right? Alternative formats that would be still, working very well for their offers. But overall, social media traffic is at this moment probably, the most important type of traffic source worldwide.
Do
Especially,
you feel TikTok is kind of like the leader in terms of the different platforms?
yeah, TikTok has grown, massively. They went from zero to a million, very, very quickly. Everyone's on it. Everybody's talking about it. You have the influencers marketing that has grown, massively with it, right? And it's so easy, to make an ad on this platform. Like, you don't necessarily need to have to get an agency supporting you. You can just take, your phone and record, yourself, record, a small video, promote it, on social media, and voila, it can just generate sales, generate conversions. But again, the downside of working with social media is their drastic, policies, right? iGaming is still, considered a kind of sensitive, industry. It can be difficult, to promote your sportsbook betting offer on TikTok, for example, right? So you would have to find an alternative format, alternative solution, to promote your product, your betting product, rather than on social media. But TikTok is definitely one of the top three players, with Facebook and Instagram.
With iGaming, you mentioned like you'd have to go a different route in that example. So if someone was in the iGaming space and they weren't going the social media route for the reasons you mentioned, what do you feel like would be the route to take in that scenario?
Well, you should definitely try to contact different ad networks, like ourselves. There is a couple of others, because we definitely see the value of this industry, and we try to go after publishers with the right audience for these customers. So we go after streaming sites, we go after sports blog, we go after sporting communities, in order to be able to offer these audience that have an interest, for the sports and for betting. And we try to sell, this audience to sports, to basically betting affiliates, right? So whenever you're an affiliate and you have a betting offer or casino and you want to try to promote it, come and talk to an ad network, right? Search on Google, get in touch, with us. We are, most of us, not to say all of us, right, are experts, in that field. So you can come and talk to us. We'd be more than happy to actually guide you on setting up, your campaigns.
So although we do, have some veterans in the industry that watch the show, we do have a lot of newbies who are just getting started. I think one of their main goals is to try and learn to avoid making the same mistake that other people have made. So my next question is kind of a piggyback off of that. What are some of the biggest mistakes that you see people making when working with ad networks like RollerAds, for example, that you might be able to say, right now that can save them that, learning experience?
Sure. Well, the first thing is, and I tried, myself, so that's why I can talk about it. The first thing is not to think that with $1 you can generate $5 worth of revenue, right? If it was that easy, everybody would do it. I tried to do that. It's not that simple. It's not that easy, right?
It can be, but it's like finding a needle in a haystack. I mean, I've had campaigns where there's 1,000 targets and one of them kills it, but I lose money on all the rest of them. So it's not as sexy as it sounds.
Exactly. No, you're absolutely right. But it's definitely not that easy. The biggest mistake is to come with $50 budget for a test, right? Because as you say, it's like, I don't know, it's like fishing in the ocean for a whale with a fishing rod, right? You're never going to get it. You have one chance out of 1 million. You need, conversions. The affiliates, they're performance driven, right? So you need to have some kind of investment, to to start with, right? It's
Do you
okay to
do you
take-
have like a rough number in your head? I know it changes per person and what they're trying to accomplish, but you say like don't come with a $50 budget. Like, is there kind of like a bottom line budget you always at least recommend starting and not going below?
Yeah, we do. Like it's minimum, $100 per campaign per country, right? That's for us at RollerAds, right? I know the entry ticket, for example, at Google is 10K, right? It's probably the same, at TikTok, as well. But these are the minimum amounts, and it's for them, it's for your campaigns not to be managed, right? For us, it's really the minimum amount for which you would get some kind of return on your original investment, right? You would need to see, some conversions with that amount spent, right? After that, obviously, like for example, the US is our biggest market, right? If you go and create a campaign for $100, as soon as your campaign goes live, your $100 will probably be burnt within 1 hour, right? If you create the campaign at midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., like, it's not going to work. Timing is critical as well here, right? So it's important that you set, your initial investment, right? You talk to your account manager, right? You ask him to help you with the setup of your campaign, try to target, the right audience, the best possible audience, right? And in ad networks, when you work with push and pop, we cannot track, the demographic data, right? We don't know whether you're a male, you're a female. If we don't know your age, we don't track that on push and pop, right? The only way we can interact with the audience it's by interest. We know that those guys are going onto a streaming sports sites, for example, so they must be interested in sports. So any sports-related offer, any betting offer would convert much better than if you do an e-commerce site, an e-commerce offer, for example, right? So it's important to use, the presets, to use, the knowledge of the account manager within the ad network in order to target the right audience for your offer.
That was something I was going to ask.
Yeah.
The relationship with the account manager at RollerAds, for example, like how much of it is the publisher making decisions on the time to launch it, the budget, the geo and stuff like that versus like the account manager at RollerAds? Is it kind of a team effort where you're making suggestions, or are they like, here's my $100, make me some money, and then you guys just take over? Like, how intricate does it actually get with the company, with the ad network itself?
That really depends on the advertiser, right? Most of the ad network, like RollerAds, would have a self-serve platform. So anyone can go put their credit card and buy, traffic worth for $50, something like this. In fact, most of the affiliates that are registering, that way do not get in touch with any account manager, right? Which is a pity. We have, the little widget, on the website, on the platform where you can get in touch with the sales team. Affiliates should not hesitate, to contact us so that we can help them out, right? Now, whenever we discuss with affiliate, like we go to conferences as well, we go to events, whether it's Affiliate World, Affiliate East in New York or in Vegas, right? When we actually meet the customers, then after that, it can be a relationship as close as, yes, they gave us, $100 and we do the job, for them, right? Obviously, then it's not going to be $100. It's going to be a little bit more. But overall, yes, that principle, works as well with the account manager.
So let's go in our time machine here. I am 13 years old. My name is Harrison Gevirtz, and I'm just getting started. I'm just getting started in this industry. I'm wearing gold chains to conferences.
Those were at like age 16, but
I'm trying to figure out how and what traffic sources to work with, but I'm not exactly sure where to direct my focus. So as the head of biz dev at RollerAds, in your opinion, like when starting to work with a new traffic source that you're unfamiliar with, where do you really want to put your focus, and what are the key, indicators that you want to be looking at?
That the first thing would be, it would really depend on the offer that you want to promote, right? Like I suppose when you're very young, you would probably go for social media, right? Social media traffic, because that's what you do, right? 13-year-old, they're all on TikTok, they're all on Facebook, they're all on Instagram. They see, what the other people do. They would probably try to replicate, the same, and that could work, quite fine. The issue is, again, if you try to promote, for example, an iGaming offer onto social media, then at some point your account will be banned, right? And you might lose, everything that you've done, all that you've tested, right? So you may try to go to events, affiliate, look at podcasts, basically listen to your podcast as well, right? Get some tips, over there. Choose, the right offers that is for you, and then based on this, try, different formats. Push and pop is a great alternative to social media traffic, right? You can try also video if you have a little bit more money, right? But I suggest to try video in a second stage, because that requires a little bit more investment, to produce, the video itself if you want to create some great content. And
something
yes,
just popped into my head when you mentioned push and pop again.
Yeah.
Do you find that it's becoming increasingly more difficult to succeed with those campaigns with ad blockers and all the different, tools that these browsers are launching to kind of give their users the ability to block, ads like that? Or is it not really enough to cause any kind of big term effect?
It can. It certainly can, when it comes to pop. Now with push, it's a little bit different. Push is browser based, right? It can be affected to some extent, by the ad blocker, but we haven't seen a significant amount of people or actually, traffic being blocked because of the ad blockers at the moment, right? It's always for push. It's always, a two-step process, right? You always have that little pop-up notification window. You need to actually sign up to the push notification in order to start, start receiving ads, right? If you don't sign up, you don't get, anything. And the ad after that is not being displayed on the website. So it's like, the visitor doesn't have to be on the website, to receive ads. It comes as if, you receive a WhatsApp message, for example, like a friend, is texting you. So once you've signed up, the ad blocker cannot do anything. Like, you will receive, the notification anyway. You will receive the ads. But the ad blocker can block, the pop-up, the small pop-up for you to sign up to those notifications if that happens. But we haven't seen much of an
Drop
increase.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
you. I don't know how familiar you are with Ringba, but Adam and Harrison's company, that they focus on call tracking, which kind of leads to the next question, which is a question you actually provided me with, which I'm sure they're going to love. It is as loaded as it could possibly be, but why is tracking so important? I think, like, surface level, we know why tracking is so important, right? It's how you're going to get paid. It's how you're going to make money in this industry. But outside of that, like, why is it still so important? Not only related to your activity and making a profit.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, and it's one of the most common mistakes that advertisers do on our platform, right? They do not implement, any tracking system. I mean, they use, their own. They could use, a Google or any.
Are you
any
saying that, like, people buying traffic on your network aren't passing, like, site IDs, target IDs, or source IDs, and they're just running blind?
Mm-hmm.
If if you're a new affiliate and that's what you're doing, you might as well just take your money and go, like, flush it down the toilet or put it in a slot machine, anything.
So,
I mean, you're like, if you make money, that's incredible. But like, I'll just say this: if you spend $1,000 and you make $1,001, great, you made $1. I would drive Adam nuts because if we were running traffic, I'd keep that shit live. We made $1. It's ROI. I'm making, you know, less than Uber hourly
Yeah.
wages, but I made $1. Fuck yeah, I'm profitable. But if I did that blind and then I took the steps to pass some variables from, Pierre's network, I'm going to be able to cut $300, $400 of traffic out of that $1,000, and my next $1,000 of spend is going to make, you know, but my next $600 of spend is going to make me $1,000, and I'm profitable. And so that's just crazy. And I think it's evolved because years and years ago, like when push was a brand new thing, I tested some stuff, and they couldn't really track that much. It was like I don't remember exactly because it's been like this is years ago, but it was like I had to create a new link for each website publisher, and now like ad servers have gotten better and it's more dynamic. So it sounds like if you're doing that, you're just lazy and you literally just take get a blowtorch and light your money on fire. You might have more fun
Yeah.
than like that's baffling to me because I've had to run traffic where I can't optimize and it drives me nuts. And so I can't understand having the opportunity to do that, being able to do it, and just being like, fuck it. Why? No, like that's bad. That's bad.
Yeah, no,
Don't
and
do
we have
that.
we have some advertisers that are spending thousands on a daily basis without implementing, any kind of tracking on our site. I mean, what I know is they all invested in on the third-party platform, right? In order to track, results on their website. So they just buy our traffic and send it massively onto their landing page, and then they see what happens, right? But it's very important to actually cooperate, with us, and
Sure.
to implement, to basically set up the postback, right, server to server, so that we can actually see and optimize on our side, the traffic, right, improve the conversion rate, improve, the CPA goal, right, and make sure that you get the best ROI possible, right? You can buy, our entire traffic, right? But not our entire traffic will be relevant, for your offer, right?
Sure.
So target wide at first, no problem, right? But then you need, the tracking, to identify which particular area in my traffic, is performing better, right? And then you can go crazy on that particular space. That's fine.
You mentioned that you have like sports websites and those publishers that the demand is high for casino. So what are some other like categories of publishers like years and years ago, like I mentioned, when I ran some push traffic, it was like essentially a run of network option was like the only thing that I could run. So I'm curious, how has it segmented out now? And I guess it's a two-sided question. Outside of like sports websites for people promoting sportsbook, what are some other like categories of publisher, and what are the cool offers or like verticals that you see doing well across the board there?
Yeah. So we have actually, another type of publisher that is performing quite well for the iGaming. It's the survey exit traffic, right?
Yeah.
So you're aware of this? No?
Like survey type offers, like with like
Exactly.
rewards and stuff, and
Yeah, exactly. And that basically monetizing the landing pages can generate great audience for the iGaming offers. So that works, quite well. After that, like for the sweepstakes, for example, in the US, we can see it performing, quite well as well for some iGaming offers. But the US is the very difficult, country for iGaming. Like not all the states, allows it, and so on. So we have to be careful what we do advertise over there. Streaming sites, as always, right? Those ones that are being banned by our Google, right? Those one converts, very well. Those guys, do even pop. You don't necessarily have to do push, right? Pretty much any publishers that do not work with Google can do pop. But if you do want to work with Google, you don't put pop on your traffic. And once you have pop, pretty much all kind of offers, would work with it. It just depends on the topic of the publisher. Like what is your website, talking about. But that, yeah, iGaming works well with sports and survey, right? And that's pretty much worldwide. It's working quite well everywhere.
We also see some of our customers running push traffic to US landing pages for pay-per-call, click-to-call offers. One of the things you can do with push is target mobile users, which is really effective. And then what you do is you pass whatever information the push provider has to your landing pages, URL parameters, user number pools, pick those up, and then you can optimize for what parameters actually result in calls. And generally there isn't demographic information, but there are other things that you can use to try and target specific users and look at them: browser, device type, different types of user agents, the websites they're on, the categories they're in. So push can be really effective for calls too. One of the things, Pierre, that I've tried to do over the years and I've failed miserably at is convincing push platforms to do a native integration with Ringba so that the phone number can actually be put on the push notification so that when the user clicks it, it results in an inbound call, but we pick up all of the optimization data so that our customers can optimize by it. Some of our customers will put static numbers in once they figure out what targeting works, and they'll do click to call directly off the push. But what they cannot do is dynamically insert phone numbers into the push messages so that they can track them on a really granular level. And I understand, right? Like, doing engineering is hard, but I think push is really cool that way, where you can target mobile users. And if a user's on their phone and they're looking at their phone and like they can just click right there to initiate a call, it can be really powerful. So I think that a lot of our customers and pay-per-callers in general don't always look at the alternative traffic sources available to try and run inbound. They just like, we do Facebook, we do Google, some do YouTube. We do have people doing TikTok, but they don't think about the lower tier traffic sources and how powerful they can be. And Harrison and I back in the day did tens of millions of dollars in revenue on all sorts of small traffic platforms because no one else was really interested in trying to figure out how to make it work. In fact, one of my first affiliate campaigns that I arbitraged was with Yancey Naughton, who owns Has Traffic, long before he founded it. And he worked at another company that had remnant traffic. And we just spent a month and he helped, and we figured out, he was my account manager, figured out how to monetize traffic that no one else was buying. And I think that if affiliates would look beyond the big ones and go find the smaller ones, the campaigns aren't as big, but they can be higher margin. And if no one else is buying it, you don't have competition, so it lasts a lot longer.
Yeah, absolutely. That's totally right.
So you heard it here. Oh, I was going to say you heard it here first, guys. Ringba RollerAds. The ball is rolling on a collaboration for push notifications with phone numbers.
Did ChatGPT write that, or was that you, Josh?
That was me.
He's becoming an LLM. This is incredible.
Josh, I have a factual correction to make. Harrison said he didn't start wearing gold chains and diamonds until he was 16 years old at trade shows. I know for a fact, and have photo evidence to the contrary, that that's not true.
You also heard it here first. Harrison Gevirtz was wearing gold chains, much younger than he states he was. Pierre, something I want to hit real quick before we let you get out of here. We talk about AI a lot on this show, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. But what we haven't done is talked about it a lot in terms of its application with ad networks like RollerAds. Do you see a lot of practices and people taking interesting paths when it comes to using AI in terms of their work with ad networks? Or do you guys yourself at RollerAds use AI in creative ways that kind of help your business succeed that most people might not think of when they think of an ad network and AI?
Yeah. So we've seen, for example, a lot of publishers using AI to generate some SEO traffic that they would sell over to me right after that. Very profitable business. You have a lot of AI application now that can actually generate websites and content, for you that would then be picked up, by Google Discover, for example. And then once you monetize, that particular website, right, Discover will trigger or generate, a surge of SEO traffic onto your website that would convert into push that you could sell, to us. So that's one thing. At the ad network level, right, we are using AI to actually maximize the. It's all about matching, the audience with the right audience, for the offer, right? So we are trying to use AI to understand, the behavior and the pattern of our audience, right? Because as I mentioned, we cannot track, demographic, but we can understand, what have the person done on a particular website, what have they made, a purchase, before, and what kind of purchase was it? Was it e-commerce? Was it a deposit on a gambling site? It's something like this, right? And we're trying to basically use data, analyze, that particular data, and match it with brand new offers that affiliate, would have, so that it would improve, their return on investment, generate, conversion for them, and obviously, improve the overall performance of the ad network. But it's a work in progress. It's something that is actually quite long, right? So we need to develop the algorithm. We just released at RollerAds a CPA goal features with a tiny bit of AI, but we're not there yet. It's just the beginning, for us. But we can definitely see a lot of potential there.
Well, Pierre, thank you so much for coming on the Affiliate Marketing Show. Guys, if you need an ad network to work with, hit up RollerAds and hit up my dude, Pierre. He will help get you on a path to success. For myself, Josh from OfferVault, Mr. Paper Call, Adam Young, the industry legend, Harrison Gevirtz, as well as our special guest, Pierre Bertin, Head of Business Development at RollerAds. Let's make that paper. Let's make that dough. This was the Affiliate Marketing Show. We will see you next time.